Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about bowing and getting the correct bowing technique down on the violin. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to remember before you even attempt bowing. The first thing you need to remember is rosin your bow up properly, because when your bow is not rosined, the bowing is going to sound, either you won't have a sound or it's going to sound intermittent. So you'll have so half of the bow will make a sound and the other half will not make a sound. The second thing before you attempt bowing is to remember that you need to hold the bow correctly. So up in the description at the top, or in the link at the top, I've put a link to my video on how to bow or how to hold the bow correctly. So the third thing is we need to get our posture right. Now, I don't know if you remember, but what we need to do is hold the violin parallel to the floor. Okay, parallel to the floor, to the side, never to the front, to the side. Okay, now let's talk about the bowing. How do you bow straight? Because most people bow like this when they start, or that is not a good sound to have on a violin, and your neighbors are liable to call the cops on you. Right, so how do we get the bowing right? Okay, the first thing to remember is when you bow, you want to bow between the bridge and the fingerboard, like so. Also, you want to bow straight, not skewed. Okay, so that you need to remember when bowing, but there's other things you need to also remember when bowing. First thing, this part of your arm needs to be still. So I'm going to put my violin down. This part of your arm has to be still, like this. You cannot move it that way. However, you can move it up and down as you move the different strings. So G, D, A, E. But never bow like that. That is when your bow skew. So if this is going to be a problem with bowing, then I suggest get someone to hold your arm while you're trying to bow straight. Right? The other thing with bowing that you need to remember before you even attempt it is that your pulse needs to, when you come up with a bow, pulse up. When you come down with a bow, pulse out like that. So up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? The next thing that you need to remember when you are going to attempt bowing, right? You've got the up, down, you've got that, you've got to watch the strings. You've also got to remember to put the bow down firmly, but not hard. Hard is when you get that scratchy sound. Firmly will help you. If it's too soft, it's not going to help either, because then it's going to sound like you're unsure of yourself. So with those things in mind, let's attempt some bowing. Okay, what you're going to do, parallel to the floor, stand nicely in a position that you should be standing in for violin. I have put it on the screen for you so that you can see how your feet are supposed to be spaced out. Right. Okay, so let's look at the bowing. We bow straight. Look at my pulse. Going down and then up. Like that. And as you may have gathered from this is down with the violin and that is up with the violin at all times. Your down bow, your up bow. Right. The bow strokes are important. The bowing is incredibly important on the violin. Right, so what I want you to do is I want you to try on each and every single string. So let's try bowing on the G string. Right, then the D. Now, another thing that you need to remember about bowing on the violin is that you cannot bow like this. Okay, if you're hitting two strings, I'm going to turn around so that you can see. You need to tip your bow. So tip your bow slightly. Oh, but now we're touching the G string, so tip your bow again. Your balance needs to be in between these two strings, if you can see. So you need to also work on the balance of the bow to get the bow to not bow the different strings together, but to bow each one differently individually. That takes time and practice. So firmly, not too hard, not too soft, not on both strings, but bowing on one string firmly but not softly. I want you to try bowing up and down full bows. That means from here to there all the way, and that is your bowing exercise for today. Watch my pulse. Right, and when you've got that right, I want you to look in a mirror and play without looking. And make sure that you play correctly and straight. So you can play practicing in the mirror how to bow correctly without looking, because that you are going to eventually need when you start reading music, which I will also teach you. Okay, so my question for today is, what are the things that you need to remember when trying to bow straight? You can comment in the section below. Please remember to like and subscribe my channel and support me. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Bye.